Well, good evening, everybody. We're here to discuss fishing or unsustainable fishing against a backdrop that I'd like to paint this very simple picture. Rita quite rightly said, 71% of the earth is covered by the sea. We know that. But the oceans represent 99% of the living space on the planet. It's almost an immeasurable, vast space. And in that vast, immeasurable space, we don't exactly know what's going on. In fact, sometimes I wonder if we haven't got the foggiest idea what's going on in the oceans. I remember being on a krill research boat in the Southern Ocean for about the fifth time coming out from Rothera. And the classic routine was to have bets as to how many krill we were going to get in the net. So the net goes over the back, all the CTDs go down, it all happens, and we drag this thing around for ages, and there's big bets, 12,000, 8 tons, some people put numbers, some people put tons, and you bet on beers in the bar as to how much krill that might come out of the net. And time after time, the scientists were miles off. I remember days after days, we were getting none. And the scientists saying, that's amazing, we're in the right place, we've done our sums, we've done our remote sensing, we've done our computer modelling, so we should, the inside, the smart money, is that we're going to get about half a tonne on this little trawl. And again, they'd pull up none. And then late at night, it'd be all hell breaking loose, and there'd be tons of these things coming on board. And so you think, well, that's funny. No one knows that's just a tiny little snapshot of the Southern Ocean resources. And for 10 years, I was diving for the British Antarctic Survey, and almost every single dive with the world's best marine scientists, there could well be some here or some that were on that job, you'd pop up and you'd say, that's funny, Andy. What was that yellow thing? It looked like a tennis ball. And they say, well, we're not quite sure. It's an inside-out one of them, or it's a gigantic one of these, or a 75-year one of them. There's we don't know much about the oceans. And, we're discussing something called sustainable fishing. We seem to be able to measure what we're catching, and we measure what we've lost. We look at, past big fisheries. But I'm not certain that we can actually measure what's in there. How can we actually measure something called unsustainable fishing? So I've got a really super keen interest in tonight, especially I've been a diver for 43 years. Being in the sea defines me. The sense of freedom and vitality is what defines me. That's what I love to do, is go diving. And if you ask me to comment on 43 years of diving, in a couple of words, I will say it's less fish.